What's up, guys? This is your boy Surron, and I'm back with another video today. So just to get this clarified, I'm Surron, the real Surron, you know. I'm not the fake one, I'm the real one. And I'm gonna be making a video about my Surron light bike. And the Surron light bike, I'm gonna be telling you guys 5 freaking things I hate about it. 5 freaking things I hate about it. And one of the things, I'm gonna go right ahead and get into the video. I'm gonna give this bike a few little spin around for you guys to see that. All right, so before I ride, I was with my gear. So I'm gonna do a little riding for you guys. And this basic gear is thrown in a chest protector, just in case you fall, rocks, and all that good stuff doesn't hit you. You know. And I throw on a helmet. So I throw on my helmet and I lock it in. I don't just wear the helmet, you know what I mean? I lock it in to make sure I'm protected from any type of damage to my brain, because my brain is very important. And now I throw on some gloves. So these gloves will protect my fingers if I fall on rocks and I don't scrape my palms and shit like that. So this is my food gear. You know, I'm supposed to wear jeans or pants, but I got shorts on today to make a video for you guys. So next thing I do is hop off the bike and ride around, and that's as simple as this. So I first lift up the bike. And then I put the kickstand on, move shit out of my way, and I go out to ride in. Alright, so we're back. What's up, guys? Let's do the real intro. This is Stuart Guy. I'm trying to keep up with videos, and my videos are doing good with this bike, so we might possibly keep the bike and do more videos with it, so that's good. That's number one good thing that you guys are doing. You guys like the channel, you guys are watching it, so I'm enjoying it. But let's get right into the video. I'm going to tell you guys 5 things I hate about the bike so far. So this bike is a 79 Falcon GT, okay? It's one of the top lightest bike out there that you can buy. Okay, the frame is very rigid and very strong compared to all the other ones. The Surrons, I see a ton of videos of them breaking apart. I've seen a ton of Surrons just ripping apart and stuff like that. But this bike we have here, 79 bike, is one of the best one you can actually buy. And the color scheme on the bike is top notch. I mean, none of the bikes actually come with the white and the black. You know what I mean? You can get this bike in 3 colors. You can get in a white one, you can get a black one, and you can get a white with gray seat. So it's a white with gray and yellow accent, or you can get a white with black accent, or you can get an all fully blacked out one. Most of the Surron bike styles are all black. So if you want to be unique, you know what I mean, it's going to be difficult to be unique because of the setup of the bike. But let's get right in the video. Let me talk about a few things I hate about it, just so we can stop yapping. And I'll tell you 2 things I actually love about the bike, all right? So number 1 is the freaking battery. The freaking battery does not fit right. It doesn't cover right. And I'm going to demonstrate how the battery works and how to put it in for you guys to see it. I tried this on a bike stand. It didn't work out good. I tried this on a kickstand as it is on right now, and it still didn't work good. So I don't think the battery was meant to be in this bike, really. you know, and I think maybe the cover just needs a little bit of adjustment to make it fit. But that's one thing I hate about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how the battery fits in here for you guys. So the first thing you have to do to fit the bike is, of course, take out the key. This particular bike comes with 2 keys and 2 RFID keys as well, right? So to get the bike apart, you first have to go ahead and insert the key in here, turn it backwards, you know, lift it up. It's falling. This is not a flat surface, so this might not be a smart idea. But turn the key, maybe I'll throw this over here, just so the weight balances itself out. But turn the key, put the key in there. I usually try to keep the bike propped up straight, then I can pop the battery out, right? So that's what I do to get the battery out, and I'm just going ahead and show you guys. To get the battery out like that, you know, it has a connector. Power the battery off, pull the connector, okay, and then lift the battery out. So this battery that you guys are seeing here is what operates the bike, and it's a 72-volt battery, you know, so it's a really good battery. It's a really good setup. It's huge. The battery spot in here is very perfect, but for some reason the battery does not like to go in there perfectly fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate how the battery goes in there and why it doesn't fit and why I hate it. So first off, you gotta make sure the battery orientation is somewhat this way. Slide it in. So if you're a new buyer, make sure you watch this and you're picking up all these tips, you know. So you guys already see me struggling with it, right? Because it's not designed perfectly fine. Okay, so the battery's in the right orientation. Slide it in. Now, you would assume the battery's in the right spot, right? Because it's in there. There's nothing hidden in it. It's all perfect and everything. But when you go to close this up, that's where the issue begins, right? So the connector goes in. So connector is also a struggle to put in because of the angle back here. If you guys can see the angle back here, is much of a struggle to put in. So you got to be strategic, right, to put it in. And connector is in. Now when connector is in, this will not close automatically, you know. See, it's spreading it apart to close, so I have to force it in by putting pressure here, because the locking mechanism is perfect, but the battery connector right here is bumping this right here. If you guys can see this, the battery connector is bumping this right here. So I'm going to power the battery on, you know, battery power's on, and then you push it in, and that's it. And now the battery is in. So now if I got to go take it off, I got to put pressure and turn the key, instead of just being able to just slap it in there and then turn the key on. I can't do that because of that reason. So you guys watch this again. Force press, it's in there. Now the bike is operable, you know, which doesn't make sense why they would do that to a beautiful bike like this. Now let's get to number 2 thing I hate about the bike. So one thing I do hate about the bike, which is number 2, is the keys itself. So sometimes, depending if your key is, if my second key did not come straight, and I sat there and put it under a microscope, and I could see a little bit of a bend in it. So when I try to insert my second key, it doesn't go in. I don't have it on me, so it's very difficult. So I have to sit here and I have to jiggle it around before it slides in, right? And same as here, when you go to put the key in here, it won't go in. So when you open your key and it's not opening like normal, you have to make sure you give it pressure over here and then turn it on, right? So that's my second thing, is the key. That's something that maybe I'm being a little picky about, and I'm not being, you know what I mean, I'm being a little picky and finicky about it. But the third thing that I hate about this bike is definitely, I know chain noise is louder, but the belt makes a weird squeaky noise when you're not riding it. But listen to it, guys. I'm gonna be quiet. All right, you guys heard that belt noise, right? So that belt noise makes it feel like the belt is too stretched out, that it's just squeaking a lot. I don't know if there's belt grease that I can throw in there to quiet the noise down a little bit, but maybe that's what I might have to do because of that reason, you know, because the belt squeaks a ton, and that's something that we need to get taken care of sometime. But the third thing that I hate about the bike is the tires. You know, the rear wheels are not meant to be too wide, so if you're gonna put a 17 8-inch wheel on it, because the bike already comes with 18 wheel and a 19 in the front, which means it's a perfect setup for the bike. You know, you got a little bigger tire in the back with a little bit more meat, and you got, you know what I mean, the bigger front tire like a regular dirt bike do, right? But this thing can be annoying because of that reason, because when you go wider, your chains might be banging, which means you'll be required to shave the size of your tires off, you know what I mean? And that's not really ideal, because if you go in the dirt and you're riding this off-road a lot, you're gonna be bumping into all kinds of stuff like that, and you're gonna be sliding everywhere, you know? You're going through curves, you're gonna be sliding, you know, just because this part is not there to grab everything that's in the road, you know? So that's the third thing that I hate about the bike. The one thing I hate the most about the bike, okay, is the charge time. You know, we're in 2025 right now, and there's no reason why you should be waiting 3 hours to charge a battery. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, there's Teslas that charge within 20-25 minutes from 0 to 50%. For you to get this bike to 50%, you're gonna have to wait a long time. You know what I mean? So I'm talking maybe an hour or two long just to get 50% out of the bike. You get what I'm saying? But the fifth, I'm on the fifth or the fourth one. I think I'm on the fifth one now. So the fifth one that I hate about the bike the most is the front brakes. The brakes squeaks a lot, and I'm gonna demonstrate that for you guys to hear it. When I ride around and I hit the front brakes really hard, there's a ton of screeching noise and squeaking noise, you know what I mean? So the brakes, I don't think it's the rotors and stuff. I think it's just the type of brake pads that this bike comes with. It's just not the strongest, and it makes a lot and a ton of noise. But other than that, I think this bike is a beautiful bike. If you're looking for your first Surron style bike, this is a perfect bike to get because of the size, the weight, the voltage that you're getting with the bike, which comes with 72 volt and 40 amp battery with a 18 kilowatt motor almost. I think it's 17 or 18 kilowatt motor in there. So if you're looking into the market for something like this, just consider that your motor is fast and it can probably output a little bit more power than the battery can. But the bike is a very fun bike. It scares me a ton. I got the bike to 61 miles per hour, slightly on a downhill, and that was scary, but the bike was really shaky and vibrating when I got it that high. So I figured that maybe this little tweaking and little turning and a little something that I got to do to make the bike fit right and drive and ride right. But other than that, the bike is really fun to ride. I got less miles on my bike, you know, and I'm gonna show you guys that. And I have 35 miles on the bike right now, so 35 miles is not written that much, which means this bike is really taken care of and really managed and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But the bike is a scary bike. If you're gonna get one for your child, just make sure that you are very careful and you're gonna be around watching your kids ride around in this thing, you know. But I'm gonna tell you two things that I like about the bike. Number one, I love that the LED on the motor lights up. That's like an aesthetic that I love about the bike, just because it gives it a little bit of color, you know what I mean? It gives it a little bit of the oomph, you know what I mean? So I love that motor light, and you guys can see the motor shining over there, you know what I mean? I love the motor light. Two, what I like about the bike is that it's beefier on the body, you know? The frame is a little beefier than the Surrons and you know what not. So it's a little beefy and it's really nice, and it makes the bike riding really nice. One thing that I see a lot of guys doing is they upgrade their foot pegs, which is a really good thing to do. You know what I mean? But if you're gonna upgrade the foot pegs, why don't you spend the $50–90 on the stem lock, right? And then do the foot pegs as well while you're at it. These foot pegs are stock, so just so you guys are aware, it's a stock foot peg, and I don't plan on changing it. I don't plan on doing nothing to it, just because it works out great for what I need it for, you know what I mean? I'll catch you guys on the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed my 5 things I just told you about that I hate about this bike. It's a freaking awesome bike, but I hate these 5 things, and I wish they would have fixed it, or these would have been an upgrade that came with the bike before you bought it, you know, before you buy it or before you pay $5 grand for it or some change, you know. But these 5 things are awesome. I love it, and I enjoy the bike every day whenever I get on it and I ride it. So if you guys want to look up and pick one up, just let me know. I'm selling mine possibly to get a road dirt bike, so if you're looking for a bike, let me know. I'll sell you this thing right here and it can be yours. But make sure you like, you subscribe, and share the video with your friends and your family. I got a Twitch channel, and I also got a YouTube channel. I got a Facebook, Instagram. Follow me on all platforms. Come check me out and we can go from there, you know what I mean? I'm gonna grow this channel to where it needs to be, because I have been slacking, and this year I promised myself, since it's about to be winter, I'm gonna have a lot more time to be doing a lot of bike stuff. So I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace. All right, guys, you guys might not have caught this, but I fell on the bike. Telling you, these bikes are so fast and so fun, and you guys heard the squeaking that I was talking about, right? It's just when you hit the front brake, it squeaks like loud, it squeaks really loud. So probably the best thing to do is just swap out the brake pads, you know. So we're gonna head home and we're gonna cut the video right here. Catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.